Let's do a silver price update, and we're asking the question, is Bitcoin back, but maybe just for a limited time only? And we'll take your chart requests and all that other wonderful, wonderful stuff. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part, but if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going out live on YouTube and on X. Hit the big red subscribe button wherever that subscribe button may be. Hit the follow button as well. We'll do some quick shout outs and then we'll get to the topics of the day, taking your chart requests as well. Preferences will go to super chats as per normal. Let's quickly go to x.com/it's Joe Main. I'd love you to help me out over there. Why? Well, you want to follow me over there. That's good for support. And also I do one of these chestnuts here. And this is where I do this thing. And it's the favorite part of your day, seeing me just do random updatey things, isn't it? Good on you. Definitely hit me up over there. x.com/it's Joe Main, 4,260 followers. I have 5,720 subscribers on YouTube as well. Aren't you glad? Let's do some shout outs as well. And we'll do a quick synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage. I've got my tasty beverage. It's right here. Non-fluoridated water. And we slurp them synchronously together wherever you are in the world. You must do it audibly. It is the honor system because it is the slurp heard around the world. Ready, set, go. Get some quick shout outs going on. I'm coming to you live from Melbourne in Australia. Good morning, says Aaron Parker. G'day, mate. Good to see you. Like and share. Yes, thank you, Neil. I appreciate that. Desi says, is this the Joe Main? Is this the Joe Main chart guy? Sure, you can call me the chart guy. No problem. Let's take a look at. Let's start with silver today. Cool. Here is silver on the daily time frame price in USD. $81. The market is open. Notice now that the market is open while I'm starting the show. Now we don't have to wait until 10 o'clock for the silver market, that is, because now it's daylight savings and something or other to do with America, whatever it is. I don't know. But here it is. We've had a nice little spike down on the daily. Now I like that daily spike. That's a good little daily spike. I like that. It says that buyers may be more in control of the market. We'll zoom out as well, but we have been talking about this wave 4 move that it seems to be at this stage. It's just really choppy and annoying, and that's why it's boring for people, and they're like, I don't know which way it's going. That's what a wave 4 tends to do. So I think it's still probably a wave 4, which means we should be getting a wave 5. Could be wrong on this. If we take a look at I'll zoom out to the monthly and I'll talk to you about the prices that I need to see. I did do a video yesterday that some of you may have watched. So this is silver on the monthly. You've seen it a million times before. 1, 2, 3. Is this the top of the 3, or are we going to get a little blow off top, proper top 3? Don't quite know yet, but you can very easily say, no, Joe, that's the top there. Absolutely could be right. We're on the monthly time frame, and we have got, well, we're halfway, just a little bit over halfway through the month. You can still have a nice little move back up. There's nothing saying that you can't have a little move back up and then it closes the month high, and then you get another, like into that April time frame as we talked about, sort of end of April-ish. But it could be done here. Okay. What I need to see, if I want, or if you want the price to have that little blow off top kind of wave 5 move up into this general slightly new all-time high area, you need to see it clear and hold right there. Duh, really, Joe? Make a higher high? Yeah, make a higher high. Pretty simple. Get through that. Well, actually, what was that? That would actually be quite good. Now, you are now making successive. At the moment, you're making, what was that again? You're making successful lower highs, and you've actually just printed, if that's a pivot, you may have printed a lower low. But really, it's this area right here, which I talked about yesterday, which is in that 70 to 73-ish kind of zone. In there. This has to hold or else no go. So if you start getting back through here, you can come in, you could come down into here, and then that's still like a triangle pattern, okay? What this would be, would be this kind of thing. That kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. It'd be kind of like a symmetrical triangle pattern kind of thing going on, where you could come down into here, back up into here, and then shoosh on the way up. Cool, but we don't know if that's playing out just yet. Get rid of all of you. But yeah, clearing... I'll put that back in. Clearing that 90, particularly clearing the 96 area. Yeah, okay. Obviously, Joe. Really? Yeah, that would be looking great. Then you'd be doing that. And then, okay, fine. You're definitely getting up into here before we have that larger, protracted move, okay? Down into that, at least sort of your September, October kind of time period this year, the wave 4 thing. But just hoping for this little thing, if you're hoping for it, that is. If you're like, no, I want to buy up now, I want to buy up lower, and I want it to go lower because I ain't done buying, which most of you shouldn't be done buying. You should be dollar cost averaging into it anyway, a little bit every paycheck, etc. Then what you want to see is, through that. Get through there, and then you can say, okay, now, looks like we're going to be heading into probably the 50s at least, and $50 at 55 is looking probably really good right there, that area there, or down maybe to the spike down to 50, which was, the previous all-time high. But as I said yesterday in the video, look, getting down into $50 again, I've been screaming this from the rooftops recently. Getting back down to 50, you break out, you retest. Okay. So what? That's par for course. That's normal. Really normal. That would be a very normal 1, 2, 3, if the 3 is in now. 4. Yeah, fine. And then you got your wave 5 into your wonderful, 2030 kind of area. Great. Can you imagine the gift that you will be given if you get to buy silver again at $50? That's insane, okay? That's the bargain of a fucking century, right? You had one chance here, break of $30. You had a lot of time once we broke $30 there, and then some of you have been buying up here, and that's good. That's fine because you're buying for the longer term for these kind of moves up in here. We don't know exactly when, and exactly where. But can you imagine what a gift that would be over the next 6 months, a year, something like that? Oh, greatest gift ever, except for your children, of course. Let's see. That is basically silver, and that's all you need to know. So clear 96. Okay, the all-time high is coming. Great. We'll get that kind of thing. Fantastic. And then we get the longer drawn out wave 4 or breakthrough there, and then we're not going to get that. So short answer is we're probably going lower over the next 6 months to a year, something like that. But it just, the question becomes, let me start that again. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going lower from here. What it means is we will be going through a consolidation. But if we get that kind of thing first, then maybe you're only consolidating down back into this general area. However, if the consolidation is starting from now, then you might get the lower move. Does that make sense? Hope that did. That's silver. Let's take a quick look at gold. We're going to do Toshi today. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin as well. Is Bitcoin back? And because a lot of crypto is popping off at the moment as well, we'll take a look at a few of them. That I'm going to give you a little inside scoop as to what many people over and the educators over at Mastering the Markets we've been talking about recently as well. A little bit of an inside scoop for you. Let's quickly go to gold. Let me check that. Gold, we'll do Bitcoin, we'll do some other stuff. 5, ooh, okay. Here is gold. Yeesh, gold on the daily time frame. Okay, yeah, it's making lower lows now. See how it's making, made a lower high, now it's making a lower low. So you're now in, at least on the daily time frame, you're in bearish territory. You're in bearish change of market structure. Okay, now that can turn around, sure. Just needs to start making, again, higher highs, higher lows, and then onwards and upwards you go. You are, where are we? Why is that like that? Get out of that. You are back within that zag zone that we talked about. So as I've been saying, while you hold above there, brand new all-time high coming for gold imminently in days, maybe weeks, not months and months down the track. and I flip like that. If you get back into this zone, that's not happening anytime soon, okay? And maybe not for a good period of time, okay? Because that is the absolute kicker. From that high and that low, the zag zone, we flirted with it, acted as support, broke out, fell back in once, came back, it fell back in twice. Yeah, no, you've got to ask the question, why aren't the buyers stepping in here? That's weird. Something's going on. Okay, so there's not enough confidence with gold at the moment. Cool. So for the moment, you're in bearish market structure. So we would have to say on the weekly, you can expect a potential lower prices still from, let me go now, because you've pivoted, I'm going to probably get rid of this for the moment. And now I'm going to show you a new one. So we're going to take it from this low and now this high. And now we're in its expected support range, the zag zone. It's pretty similar. And now you've fallen into there as well. So we at least have to hold 4,795, the bottom end of that, in order to say that, we potentially could be heading onwards and upwards. But if you start doing something like that, yeah, not good. Cool. But again, great opportunity to load up more before the oncoming onslaught of gold and silver and etc. in that larger time frame, from say end of 2026 or early 2027-ish, 2026, 2027-ish, through to then 2030, where gold will be a lot higher, okay, in my opinion. Commodity super cycle and all. So that's gold. I don't want to look at platinum today. Couldn't be bothered. I will take a look at quickly some silver miners. Yeah, see, you can see that the silver miners have been having some trouble. Okay, I'm not in any silver miners at the moment. We got that double top recently on the silver miners, so I've been out of them for the moment. As I said before, technically it's not a double top yet. You have bearish divergence, which could be a double top, which we then confirmed if you cross through that 9150 mark. That'll be a confirmed double top, and then you can probably see some further movement down. But, if you're holding silver miners for the long term, again, don't stress. You'll be fine over the longer term. Oil, quickly. Let's take a quick look at oil. I think I'm going to start including that. Have you seen the prices recently at the pump? Holy shit. They have really, really gone up recently. And we don't know how long that will last for. But, it's probably a good idea to start really considering, if you haven't already, and because you're watching my show, you're probably investing in things already. But if you're just starting, your investment journey, you really want to keep it going, because you got to keep up with, the inflation of oil prices, etc. So long as you're in things that might be keeping up with those rising prices. So oil stocks, for example, they tend to track pretty well. So here's oil. We had that massive rise and perfect. Well, I drew that into that top there, but you can see resistance, general resistance there. So that's pretty obvious. Break up, have some resistance. If you want to see oil continue to go up because you're in oil stocks and you don't really care what the price of gas and petrol is at the pump, then you would want to see it clear back above there. You don't want to see it close below exactly where we are now, around about 95. See that area of resistance there? You don't want to have a candle close below there, because then you'll probably say that we might have some lower prices coming. Let me get what the fuck is going on with that? Okay, don't know what's going on there. Give me one moment. That's really frustrating. Stop doing that. Okay, great. Then I can get rid of you. There we go. Go away. So that's oil. The market is about to open in 15 minutes for the Australian market. So let's do some quick shout outs. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, crypto, and go from there. You're watching Good Morning Stackers. Strange behavior with the metals last night. They actually went up when the COMEX opened. There you go. The 50s. So the 50s in silver for you would hurt. Okay. Depends on the mind frame. Depends. I was going to say time frame, but mind frame depends on the mind frame, I guess. Is it a bargain for you, or you're like, nah, come on, guys, I just needed to go that way. GMS says Van. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Brody Herlock. Now I know your first and your last name. Hello, Brody Herlock. We want it down. Yeah, many people do. It would be an absolute gift for sure. Let's take a look. I've got a bunch of people watching. Fantastic. I'm going to ask the question, is Bitcoin back? Let's take a look at that. Ooh, interesting. It's still heading up. Okay, let's go. And that one. And that one. And will I do it on the logarithmic? Yeah, because I want to. Cool. Is Bitcoin back, but is it for a limited time only? This is the Bitcoin price priced in USD. We are talking 74,840 as of right now. This part of the show is brought to you by Stormrake, stormrake.com. Whenever I talk about crypto, I mention my partner, one of my partners, Stormrake. They are full service cryptocurrency brokerage. Yeah, anyway, they're great. We did talk about this a couple of weeks ago, how Bitcoin might be having a bounce here, looking like it was maybe forming a little bit of a bottom. We had that freak out though, that kind of fake out right there. We had that great week and then all the way back down. Then everyone's going, now that's over, it's it. And then the following week, good old Bitcoin, that's what it does. So it's heading up at the moment for sure, for shiz. And we've got a couple of major levels to watch out for. I am not currently in crypto, except for the normal amount of Bitcoin that I just, would dollar cost average into. Okay. But for me, this is potentially just a bounce here. I don't need to play the bounce. I don't need to play with leverage at the moment, etc. But we are going to take a look at some altcoins, including Toshi and including a few others that a lot of the people in Mastering the Markets, that area, are talking about as well. But from here to here, we've shown you this a million times before. Is it that one? Yeah, it is. There you go. Is that the rectangle I want? And is it on, maybe it's not on the logarithmic. Okay. So here we've just entered the zag zone. So this is the area you need to watch out for if you are in Bitcoin. And if you're looking to hold it for the long term, okay, great. Hold it for 10 years. I think you'll be very, very happy. Hold it for 5 years. You'll probably be very, very happy. But if you are holding it for a shorter term trade, just watch out around here. You've got to get over this major area. So we're now in the zag zone. So from this high and this low, you've got it between where we are now at about $74,000 and the top here at about $83,500. That's also coming up to a previous area of major support. So will support flip to resistance? It could do. So just watch out for there. Okay. Watch out for a rejection anywhere down here, but anywhere up into here, you've just got to be careful because then that could just, and then if it does something like that, then okay, it was just a little short-term rally, again, because things go up, things go down, but we could be on a potential leg lower. If we start creeping through that zone here and we start holding that as support, okay, then you got to start thinking, all right, maybe we're doing something a little bit different, okay? It means that you might be then retracing a larger move. So instead of retracing from here to here, you might be retracing the all-time high, right? I'm still weary. I'm still going to be weary about Bitcoin until we break and hold through about 100,000, 101,000 US dollars. Cool. Now, does that mean that I could be missing the entry of Bitcoin for a lifetime? Yep. I might be not buying the bottom here as a trade rather than, just the dollar cost average stuff, right? Yep, possible, but you can even come up to this kind of $100,000 area and still reject from there or reject anywhere in this zone right here. Okay, just got to be careful. Still, it won't be for me until, and I've said this a few times before, but now I have to take it at 101 now. Get through there. I'll go, okay, we're through that major zag zone, which is this one here. We're through there. Okay, now the battle is over. We're through this major area of support again. So support, it doesn't become resistance. So if we do that and then it becomes resistance, well, okay, that's support, broke through, it's acted as resistance, and then it's continuing down. Cool. But if you start breaking through there and holding, you're like, oh man, that's really good, which it would be. I would consider absolutely taking a nice little position in Bitcoin after there. I might get some here depending on what it does, right? So if we get up to that 83.5 and we break through 83.5, well, then you can say pretty confidently that you're probably going to get a test up in here. I'd be happy to take a smaller trade there and then see what happens from there. But I feel like I'm probably a little bit late to the party for this little move here because we're in that zone now. Okay, so for me, not just yet, but could it be for that limited time only? Yes, it could be. So just be very wary at this stage. And those are the levels that I need to see in order to be confident to say, okay, higher for longer. That's Bitcoin. While we're here, let's take a look at Ethereum. Sure, why not? This is the crypto section. It's been a while. We've broken market structure on the daily time frame. Cool. That's when we broke here at 2,200, basically. So yeah, heading upwards. But we have this major area to watch out for. Let me flip you. Don't want you. Oh, we got there too. All right. So from this high and this, that's the A, B. Yeah, we got into that. And we found that support zone right at the 0.618. Cool. So that was a good little bottoming area to watch out for. From here and here. Oh, it's red. I don't like that. Go away. Taking your chart requests as well, so make sure you pop them in. Let me know what you want me to take a quick look at. Ooh, that's not good. Nope. Definitely want you higher. Let's do it here at 50%. Close enough for jazz. Yeah, we've got to clear and hold through 2,760 something. So that's your zone. We're finding we're in the zag zone right now. Cool. So if it gets through there, again, like Bitcoin, right? Came down, acted as support, broke through. Now this could be potential resistance, and then you potentially find that there and then tick back through. If you do the following, I would be concerned. Come up to here, fall through there, and then, not break through there again. Yeah, and do that. Ooh, get out. That would not be good. Something like that, bad. But again, if you get through there, then you'll be retracing a larger move, and that larger move on Ethereum would be between there, and your zone you'd be watching out for is about 3,740. Cool. So that's just that's Ethereum's version of that $100,000-ish mark that I showed you before. At this stage, no. Let me check the indicators. You are quite oversold. You were quite oversold, but you can definitely get a bit lower on the monthly. Come on, monthly. Yeah, look on the monthly. You're kind of finding support there. The volume's not great though. Look at the volume. That's not fantastic. The volume on the weekly. It's being really slow for me today. Why is it doing that? The volume's not fantastic. Yeah. So just be careful around here, people. Let's take a look at Toshi because I did say I would. Here is Toshi on the weekly time frame price in USD. It's been a while, Toshi, since I've looked at it. Toshi is the meme coin of Base Chain. Base Chain owned by Coinbase. Coinbase run and owned by the CEO, Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong has a cat named Toshi. So some bright spark, like 3 years ago now, I think it's been 2 or 3 years ago, created a meme coin for the very fledgling Base Chain, Coinbase's own network. And then it's done really well because it got listed on Coinbase and then it went like that. And since then, right now, where are we sitting now? If you believe that meme coins will have their time in the sun again, then you could say that Toshi might be one of those that would do quite well. Again, it's listed on Coinbase, the whole Coinbase connection, right? I nearly started singing a Muppet song, and if you know that reference, then good on you. So here we are. We found a bottom, and we came back to that perfect bottom right there. based on the Coinbase price, not based on the previous, like the historical charts, like the DeFi historical charts. You found exact, look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? Look at that support. So it's been, yeah, pretty much perfect. Look at that. Little bit of a spike below. So that was sitting at your point 0002 kind of area. A little bit of a spike below. Freaked some people out. Lower low. And yeah, it's not catching up like the rest of them at the moment. So the volume might not be as good. Okay, you could be turning around here, just like the rest, but just be careful. I would need to see, some other altcoins have sort of changed their market structure already. Toshi has yet to do that. So I would probably say not until above, well, actually it did it here. No, I'm incorrect. Sorry. We were ranging for a while and it has broken out, but you need to hold it as support and then get up through that 0.00024 kind of area. And on the weekly time frame, you need to start making higher highs on the weekly, and that's actually not for a while. So it's looking okay. It might be a rising tide situation where this gets raised if other things are going up as well. I would probably suggest at this stage there are other altcoins better to look at the moment. Let's take a look at those. So that was a quick Toshi one. I'm not back in Toshi at the moment. Nothing's yet telling me that it is one of the best ones to be in. I'm not even seeing yet any bullish divergence as well. You could say that the stochastic RSI here is ticking up. Could get a little bit of a rally, but I can't say just yet. Let's take a quick look at some others. I'll take your chart requests as well. And the Australian market is about to open, so we'll take a look at that too. Really wanted to show you something called TAO, T-A-O. People have been talking about this in the Mastering the Markets community, specifically the educators, some of the head educators over at Mastering the Markets. It absolutely went on a bit of a tear before the rest of crypto started catching up as well. So this is TAO. It's its own kind of network. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest, but apparently it's good. And I'll tell you now that the lovely Mastering the Markets people noted it right about here before it had just broken out. So it was around about 200, just under $200. Then it broke out, got through the zag zone. Okay, that's good. Found exact resistance here. What's probably or hopefully going to come is something like this. That, or whether it's down into here, test that area of support. And then if you do that and get through there, oh yeah, you'd probably really want to consider, and this would probably be meaning that general crypto is going up higher as well. You consider TAO as a really good one. Okay, now this, as I said before, led the charge a bit. There's a couple of others that we need to look at as well. And one of them was virtual. A lot of talk about something called virtual. Again, I'm just looking at it from a chart perspective. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it does. I don't really even care, because crypto is not so much about the fundamentals of the company. It's more so about the hype and all that sort of stuff. Okay. But I mean, narrative is very important. It's like, well, why buy this crypto versus this crypto and all that? But it's just changed market structure. So virtual could be like some other crypto at the moment. Look at that. Virtual, listed on Binance, just broken through. So you could be looking for a nice little move here. So watch out for that. So virtual could be one to look at. We're in the zag zone at the moment. So watch for a move up to about 90 cents. So that's possible. And on the weekly time frame, that area there. So if you break and hold through about that 92 cent area, you could be looking good for an even larger move. So watch out for virtual. There was another one. There's a couple of others that have been popping off. So we'll do a little bit of crypto stuff here. Everything's popping off at the moment, pretty much. So Toshi seems to be lagging a little bit behind. But all the old school ones, and of course there's a lot of mention of Hype as well. So let's take a quick look at Hype. This is Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid, one of the darlings of the crypto since, like the start of 2024, roughly. Had that move up to $60. We've just broken. Oh, we just did it today. Oh, okay. We just did it. Today we've broken market structure on the weekly time frame. Okay, you are now making successive higher lows and higher highs on the weekly time frame. Just did it today. Okay, it's looking all right. Hyperliquid. This could be one of the darlings, the superstars. Got a little bit of an area of resistance to get through, and that's at that top end there. You could say that's generally where I would say, let me get that one out. Yeah, at the top end there. Get through there, you'd be looking pretty good. But I like the fact, look, it's bullish now. That's bullish change of market structure. Hyperliquid crypto is bullish now on the weekly. So really look into that. I'm not in any of these. I might be missing some stuff, but I'll watch it and see how we go. And then if I'm late to the party, I'm late to the party. I'm happy to see what happens in the battle zone right there. If we get through that battle zone, it's like, okay, that's pretty darn confident. Then if you get through 40, what did I say? It was about 40. I didn't say 41. I meant to say 44, 45 bucks. If you start getting through there, you're going to be pretty confident that the all-time high is going to be taken out. Pretty confident. I mean, the last little area of resistance would probably be around there, but geez, you'd be looking all right. So that's hype. Any others? No, I could be here forever. So no, we won't talk about any others in particular. I just want to show you others and others dominance in particular. So here's others. The others is the altcoin market, and looks like, yeah, we've just broken market structure. We're now making higher highs on the daily time frame. We've just broken out of accumulation right there. Could be. So the area we would need to get through is that zone there. 618. Where are we? Why is that in there? 3825618. Oh, that's a low and a high. Is that a high and a low? Nope, sorry. Other way around. Sorry, gang. Let me get you there. That's a little bit better. Oh, that's drawn in much nicer. So we're in the zone at the moment. You'd want to get and hold through about that $200 billion area. As well, if you take a look at others dominance, the area you need to get through is up the top there at 7.75%. Get through that, then you'll have a bullish change of market structure on the weekly time frame. So that would be really good. Okay, we did it here. That's a higher high. If you get through there, very nice. So that alert's set for me. Once that goes off, I'll be more confident to look into getting into crypto in a larger way again. Bitcoin dominance we would also want to look at as well very quickly. So Bitcoin dominance, you want to go down. So anyone new to my channel and all that, if you've never been in crypto before, this is Bitcoin dominance. So as this is going up, Bitcoin's more dominant. As it's going down, it's less dominant, right? Funny that. So you want this, if you want to see your altcoins go through the roof, or if you want to see an altcoin season, you want this to tank. And I've had it drawn in for ages, this level right here at that 57% area. Got to clear through there, at least. Okay, that would be good, getting down through there, but no. Your 57% is your area, and that's very similar to that 7.75% on the others dominance. You can see it's kind of roughly in that similar sort of gap. Okay, so get through there, simultaneously getting through that 7.75% on the others dominance. You can really pretty confidently say that altcoin season might be happening. Could be here. Is Bitcoin just heading up for a limited time only, though? Just be careful. All right, just be careful. That's the international sign for being careful. Be careful. Okay. That is all of Bitcoin for the moment. The market has just opened, so we will take a quick look, and I'll do some chart requests as well. I'm just going to show you my little portfolio of stuff that I'm in. What is with me today? I had a beautiful bulletproof coffee this morning, so maybe that's why my energy is so good. Let's take a look. The market has opened for the day, the Australian market specifically. There's just a handful of stuff that I'm in at the moment. I'm really playing, NHC is down 10%. I'm playing a lot of defense at the moment because, and the other thing I'll have to show you, I'll show you the NASDAQ as well, but give me a sec. This one I'm actually not in, and I was looking to be in, so I don't know why I've got this here. I'm waiting for a break of this. This is ACN, AU King Mining, very small small cap. I'm just thinking of getting a little position here and putting a stop loss there for a 4 to something win to risk to reward ratio if we break through there, but we haven't done it. ATC, I've just got a little smattering of. It's down. It's like I've got like dust, so it doesn't really matter. BHP. So here's BHP. This is one that you absolutely want to be in for the longer term. Looks like we've come down to test the previous resistance. So resistance as support. Where are we sitting at? BHP is, I think, still the largest now stock on the Australian stock market. There you go. Isn't that funny where you find the support area, right? Previous resistance becomes support, and it's right here at the top end. Okay, that's if you bounce off here and do the following, then you're looking really good. Let me show you. If you do something like this, like that, higher, so lower high, technically, right? Lower high, you come down, and then you start doing that. So then you go lower high, higher low, higher high. That would be the place to consider getting in for the first time if you're considering doing it. Otherwise, if you've held BHP for lower, you don't sell now. Okay, we're doing really, really well for BHP, of course. A huge copper, about 45% of their revenue comes from copper, nickel, zinc, I think it is as well. And this is where we are just in the larger macro time frame for BHP. I knew that would happen when I did that. BHP. If you don't own BHP and say I would say even for my US watches, because I think you can easily get into BHP. I think there's a US version, like a proxy for it. If you don't own that in your 401k, if you don't own BHP in your superannuation, you probably got some rocks in your head. So you really want to. So because this is in the start of the public participation phase, going into through to 2045, that kind of area. We've got accumulation. You'll now be in public participation. Then you'll get kind of a pullback. Then into 2045, you'll get the excess phase. It's going to be much, much higher than where we are here. Am I saying 100% it's going to do it 10 times? No, but you are going to be because it could be a linear scale rather than logarithmic scale. So sure. Oh no, instead of making 10 times, you make, you double your money or you triple your money. Oh no, right? You're doing it for the longer term. So BHP, you really want to be on. I do tend to favor the logarithmic though, because we're going through a massive commodity super cycle. BHP, you should get onto it. What else? Major ones. Oh, dang. NHC having a little bit of a dip today. NHC is in coal. All right, bit of a dip, but that's okay. I'm holding it for the longer term. But if it does cross through, I don't want to see it cross back below $4.50. That's not preferable. Definitely that $4 mark, I would be starting to get concerned. Now honestly, no. Let me start that again. If we do get back down through here, you're back into the channel. I don't want to be back in that channel. Why would that be? See that channel right there? Why would you break out? And the question would be, from a psychological point of view, why aren't buyers stepping in at the support, the top end of the channel there? Why aren't they stepping in here? They should. This shouldn't be falling back in through here. That's hang on, that's weird. Why has it been in this channel for so long? It's finally broken out, and then they're not buying until down in here. That's weird. So no, I need to see them buy off here. And yeah, that $4.50 mark right there, I'd be getting concerned if we're getting back through there. So I might even have to take a small profit on that if we start falling back through 450. S32 doing well. It's in my superannuation, and it's just having up and down. As long as you hold about $4 as support, fine, no problem. WDS, the oil stock, has been doing really well. If you do something like that, okay, that's fine. Don't sweat it. YAL has been doing really well for me. This is again like NHC. It's a coal miner, coal producer, and it pays an 8% dividend. It finally broke out of that major area. Okay, breakout, retest, no problem. YAL's looking fantastic. The one I do want to show you as well, this is the SQQQ. This is the short NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ short. If you take a look at the NASDAQ, it is totally cooked, in my opinion. And I'll do some chart requests as well. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Oof, it's not looking good. Now, this is my point with Bitcoin, okay? I feel like Bitcoin's more so going to be a little flash in the pan up to that, maybe that 83,000 kind of area, and then probably tick over, because it's unless Bitcoin is decoupling from the NASDAQ, etc., they tend to track very closely with each other. So, for example, if I thought, of which I currently do, that the NASDAQ is going to fall off a cliff here, which it more likely is, then I think that would take Bitcoin with it, okay? Unless, again, there'll be a decoupling, maybe there will be, or maybe what we get, maybe Bitcoin's the canary in the coal mine, which is suggesting we're going to a more risk-on environment that could see, silver heading down, gold heading down, like we talked about structurally, potentially, and maybe we're heading back into a bit of a risk-on environment. I don't know, but for NASDAQ, it's just been making successive sort of lower highs there, okay? And even here, that was a really pissy little candle. Look at that. That's nothing, okay? It's suggesting there's a lot of weakness in the NASDAQ, and if you close through that 24,300, that will finally break the dam, and then we'll head down further. That'll likely bring Bitcoin and stuff with it. Closing up through about 25.4, 25.5, that general area there would be suggesting, oh, okay, looks like, nope, it was just a little sideways consolidation, a fake out down here, and then, okay, maybe we're getting a further move. But at this stage, lower is more likely, okay? And that's why I think you just got to watch out for the Bitcoin as well. Is that all I wanted to show you? Yeah. Let's do some chart requests if I have any. I'll wait for your chart requests to come in, and while I do that, I'll get your final chart requests in, and then I'll see if I can go through all of them as much as possible. In the meantime, because we've been talking about crypto, I will tell you, stormrake.com is the best place to buy crypto if you want a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Why would you want one? Well, for ease of use, for security, also for deep liquidity. Do you want to sell your crypto later on down the track when you're a crypto gajillionaire? Well, you don't want to have to spend months and months and months getting out. Okay, you want to do it, almost one and done, depending on how much it is. They have access to very deep liquidity. Okay, so you want a Stormrake account at least. At least do me a favor. At least create an account. You may as well do that. It's free of charge. They're not going to continually charge you, okay? It's only when you make a trade do they charge you. Now, they charge you a 3% brokerage fee. There's no hidden fees. There's no little cream off the top and cream off the bottom. There's no spreads or anything like that. They just charge you a flat 3% fee unless you sign up through me, and you get charged a 2% fee for the life of the account. Pretty simple. Lifetime 33% discount off brokerage fees. It is 2% as far as the last time I checked, and you can copy and paste that into the address bar of your favorite browser. I'll put a link somewhere below. It will take you to this sign up page right here, except at the top in the address bar, you'll see my little Good Morning Stackers reference link. If you sign up with that, making sure the reference link is in the address bar by using this link here, then you'll be guaranteed that 33% discount off your brokerage fees, again, for the life of the account. That's that one. I didn't pop it in, but we've been talking about gold and silver, etc. Buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. I've had a long, over a year and a half, nearly 2 years now, relationship with Perth Bullion Exchange and Ricky, doing wonderful things there, the owner of, and they're doing it the best. 20 or more items in your order, and you get it for free. The shipping, that is, not the metal. You get the shipping for free. And it's express delivery in most cases. It's sign-on delivery and all that other secure stuff, but you don't pay for it like you do with other bullion dealers. Now, here's the deal, though. For that, they're not jacking up your premiums. And again, unlike other bullion dealers have been doing pretty semi-recently. Ugh, gross. It grosses me out when they do that. But they're selling at the normal kind of premiums as well. So you're getting pretty much the cheapest prices as far as I'm aware. They also price match, by the way. If there's something in stock at another bullion dealer, major bullion dealer, and they've got it for cheaper, and these guys have it too, they'll match the price. So why wouldn't you? perthbullion.com.au finally, very quickly, and I've got to give a huge plug. That's not it. I've got to give a huge plug. Let's find it. This is me. I'm going to find Mastering the Markets. Give me a second. Mastering the Markets. I'm getting a huge plug right now. This is a webinar you do not want to miss tonight. So it's on tonight. And this is Jamie Bell. Jamie Bell is one of the lead educators over at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. There you go. There you can see him. See his beautiful face a little bit better. He's one of the lead educators there. Now, he's doing a free webinar tonight. So if you go to, and I'll put a link somewhere if I can find it. If you go to Mastering the Markets website, also, yeah, if you go to the Mastering Markets Facebook page, you'll find it. But let's read it together. If you were at Dave's webinar in January or have caught the replay recently, you'll know that there have been some big changes in the first few months of 2026. This week, lead educator Jamie Bell is doing a free live session to share where experts are looking at next. Basically, he's asking the question, what is the next silver? Okay. Could it be in the energy sector? Could it be in a different sector that we're not, that you haven't heard about recently, that you haven't heard about at all? Highly recommend. You can just go, there it is right there. I'll pop it in the chat. So all you need to do is go to here and register for the webinar. I'll pop it in the chat right now. There you go. It's in the chat. So register for that webinar. It's free of charge. It's on tonight. There'll also be a replay, but in order to get the replay, you've got to register for the webinar. Does it make sense? So, because they'll send it to your nominated email address, whatever. Fill out all the details correctly and watch that. It'll be highly, highly informative. I'll be trying to catch it tonight as well. But I think I've got school. I think I've got my live course session at the same time. I might ditch it. Watch it on replay. Let's see. I'll pop it right there. For anyone watching, it's masteringthemarkets.com/webinar. Pretty easy. Comments, queries. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, great. Aaron is asking, if you have time, I'd like to hear your thoughts on where uranium is headed. Can everyone do me a favor and just hit me with a like button? If you haven't hit the like, can you hit the like for me? I've got some random troll on at the moment who always does the downward one. I think I may have teased them too much. Yeah, uranium is headed probably down for a bit more. Let's take a look. URA. So this is the URA Global X Uranium Miners Index. Cool. Probably heading down further from here at this stage. It probably looks like. Let's see. Yeah, you've got. Yeah, see the bearish divergence right there. So looking likely. I've still got this alert right here. If you start clearing through about 55, okay, then we're not going to see lower prices. You're probably looking really good for a continued pump. The pump is continuing over the longer term, but we're just having this, see that higher high, lower high, and looks like we might be ticking over a bit lower. Okay, so just watch out for the moment. That is the reason why I am no longer in any uranium stocks at the moment. I am playing absolute massive defense. And if anything is looking even a little bit iffy, I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm trying to conserve the capital that I currently have, conserve the profits that I've made since starting with Mastering the Markets, doing their year-long comprehensive course, as you know. And I'm just like, if anything looks even a whiff of, I don't know, it's getting cut. Okay. And so I'm out of all of my uranium stuff that I was in. I will be back in, absolutely, but it's looking like a bit of a dip you're going to get. That was very Yoda. A bit of a dip you're going to get. Let's see, probably coming back into this area here. Somewhere in there is going to be your area of major support. And that's anywhere between $35 to $46. We're currently at $50. Okay, could we bounce off 46, sure. Let's go here and see if there's any major support. Where are we looking at? There. Look to your, so just look left and see if there's any kind of major area. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Yeah. I don't think we're done just yet. Yeah, watch out for a bounce of 46. What you would need to see though is obviously, for me, you need to see this area here. See that close right there? Close, close, close. If you start closing above 55 US dollars on a weekly time frame, close above 55 on a weekly, and then you'd be looking really, really good for a continued move, of which we're going to do. But we're not there yet, okay? But uranium over the longer term, looking absolutely fantastic. This is the kind of thing I think we get, okay? You're at least going to have a test of the all-time high at 130 and possibly even much higher into, you know, the 2030, 2045 kind of area because of, obviously, nuclear technology, of which we absolutely 100% need for all the obvious reasons. But yeah, I'm just watching it. Clear the 40, clear the 55, and you're looking good. I went to buy a 1 kilo. Oh. Bullshit. No. Where was this at, Brody? I went to buy a 1 kilo silver bar and they're charging $1,000 on top of spot. How was that legal? It's legal. They can do what they want, but how is it, you know, compared to everyone else? $1,000? Another bubka? $1,000? Really? I'd like to know where that was from, please, Brody, so we can name and shame. BHP 44. Brett is big on base. Brett is big on base. Oh yes, yes, Brett, the meme coin Brett is also big on base. You are correct. That's right. BHP 44. I don't know what you meant by BHP. Like it was going to come back to 44. You think it'll come back to 44? Yeah, no, you could be right. Sure. Yeah, it could come back to there. Back through there, back to 44. Yeah, no, that's a possibility. Yeah, you're 40C, and that's at the bottom end of the zag zone right there. Yeah, it could come back into here, and that's actually quite normal. Yeah. I'm not betting on that, though. I'm not betting on that. I like down to maybe that 46 area, previous resistance. See that right there? That's more likely for me rather than there. That would be pretty, it's support, but it's kind of weak support. You don't preferably want weak support. You want like strong support or neutral. Yeah, I'm betting that's kind of 46 area maximum for BHP. Where am I? Oh, I didn't share the screen. There, see? Down into there. There's your 44. I kind of lean towards that there at your 46 personally. Sorry about that. I hate it when I do that. It's really annoying. Nice. To the quant, you've got all the ones. Yes, all the cryptos. I think I'm probably a little cryptoed out. If your country uses the SWIFT system, best look at those facilitating the rails. Right. Yes, Hyperliquid, rather be in ZBCN. We've looked at that pretty recently. ETFs screwed up the purity in the crypto realm, sadly. Yes, I absolutely do agree. Oh. Sorry, I'm going to have to call it out. Really? Okay. Morning all. Late to the party again. Is that the case? Now, far be it from me to poo-poo a previous employer, but, you know, let's take a look. You know what? We're here. Let's do a 5 minutes of Bullion compare. We haven't done it this week. Let's do Bullion compare, Bullion watch. Let's do Bullion watch. This is where I do a quick price comparison of various dealers for, you know, a regular, you know, ounce, a kilo, that kind of thing. Let's do that. So I'm going to go back to here. We're going to take a quick little look-see at all the regulars. So we've got Perth Bullion Exchange. We'll take a look at these guys. We'll take a look at these guys. We'll take a look at these guys. And we'll take a look at these guys. All right, close enough for Judge. Let's start with my not favorite, my least favorite, which is Australian Bullion Company. Again, they're doing it for their own reasons, and obviously, I let a bunch of people know the reasons why these guys' prices are so high. But I did share that on the private Silver Investor Club. I may not share it here, but I do now know the reason. I still disagree. Silver cast bars. Let's take a look. What are they charging for a kilo? Now, 4,007. Okay, so now I need to the Kitco market. Kitco market. Australian dollars, kilos. Let's go. Yeah, it's kind of similar. 3,683. 4,724. They're 6-week delay generic kilos. So what was that? 4,720. You can't see. Oh, you can't see my screen here. I've got the calculator. So was it 3684? Whatever it is, 3684 minus 3684. So we're talking that's over $1,000 premium. Yeah, so $1,036 premium. It's awful when you compare it to what the prices used to be. And so I'll tell you now, this will mean obviously, and very obviously, this is how it works. The refine, it all comes down, it's bottom up. Okay. So refiners raise their premiums, or even the suppliers of the raw metal, of the raw ore, of the raw, whatever, I've forgotten what they've called it. They raise their premiums, so then the refiners have to raise their premiums to the wholesalers. The wholesalers then have to raise their premiums to the retailers because everyone wants to make the same. No one wants to start losing money. They're going to make the same spread, right? So that's why you see premiums. It starts from the bottom and then it goes up. But I can remember not that long ago, 2019, where we were selling kilos of silver and brand new Pamp bars with certificates, brand new, fresh from the monster box, for spot plus $70. Australian dollars we're talking about. By the way, we're all talking Australian dollars here from my international watchers. Do your own conversion to your own currency. 70 Australian dollars, spot plus $70. And we were like, oh, Pamps are a little bit more expensive. They're spot plus 70. Fuck me. So spot plus $1,000. I actually don't know what the general premiums are now. I can ask my confidant in the silver industry, in the bullion industry, one of my old bosses from one of my old jobs in the bullion industry, and say, what are the premiums like at the moment? But $1,000, oof. I'd like to know what the spread is on that at the moment. Okay, so that's Australian Bullion Company. Let's ask ABC Bullion, different company. Let's see, buy silver. Let's do that. Kilo bar. Same price, 4,720, over $1,000 over spot. Okay. Let's take a look at one of my old employers. Let's see right here. Let's go buy. So it might be more like par for course at the moment. 1 kilo. 1 kilo. Okay, well, if you want to buy their branded bar, then it's shit. That's actually more than that. That's like, oh no, that's less. Sorry, that's 4,000. No, that's not. No, so they're actually charging 4,300. So no, that's actually less than 1,000. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about. No, so Ainslie aren't doing it over 1,000 because that's what 3,600. So that's less than whatever. That's like 600. No, 800, I think it is. Was it 4,683? Let's do it. Where are we? 4,375 minus 3,685. You're talking about nearly a $700 premium over spot. That's probably more closer to what the normal premiums are at the moment. So you have to understand again, the profit they're making on that might not be a lot at all because the wholesale premiums have been completely jacked up. So don't assume that these companies are making absolute bank off you just because their premiums are high, okay, or higher than normal. It's possibly and quite likely because their premiums have been jacked up, by their wholesalers, right? But yeah, no, you can. I mean, even their Perth Mint kilos are actually even better than that. So they're like, what's that? So minus 4174. Well, that's minus 200. So actually $500 over for a kilo there. Okay, let's take a look at Bullion now. I don't think I have a kilo bar to compare for you from Perth Bullion Exchange. Let's go 1 kilo. They probably don't have a lot, and it's probably more like not generic stuff. 4.4. Well, it's better than 4.7. Jesus, from those other companies. Silvertown 4.3. Locally produced. Okay, so locally produced bars. Looks like Ainslie are beating them at the moment. Ainslie are beating Bullion Now for the cheapest kilo bars. So you might find the cheapest kilo bars at the moment at Ainslie. Now, unless old mate at Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange does have them in stock or is selling them on back order. Let's find out at least. Let's see if we can get that. Is that going to do it for me? 1 kilo. I'm going to have to go here. Sorry, gang. Let's have a quick bullion watch. Maybe it's more 1 ounces at the moment. 5 ounces. Kilo Scottsdale. Mate, all right. Kilo Scottsdales. All right, so their base price, 4,187. 4,187 for your Scottsdale Reserve bars. Available on back order. So 4,187 for a kilo there. So that's much better at those kind of normal prices. That's matching roughly very close to a Perth Mint bar here from Ainslie. Ainslie looks like they have the cheapest at the moment. They're $10 cheaper. However, what I would also factor in is that if you buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and you have 20 or more items in your order, and you don't have to buy 20 kilo bars. You could buy 1 kilo bar and 19 of other stuff. You get free shipping as well. So factor in the free shipping, but no, technically, so that's Bullion Now. Free shipping with Perth Bullion Exchange for 20 or more. But technically, Ainslie has, as far as I can see, the cheapest kilo bars at the moment. All right, so yeah, I don't know where you got the $1,000 an ounce from, my friend. I've forgotten your name. Yeah, but there you go. There's a quick bullion watch. Let's see. Ainslie are charging a high premium, but you can't buy at Perth Mint at the moment. Oh, really? If you guys haven't joined the Silver Investor Club, thank you for the plug. You do yourself a favor. Everyone loves weekly silver price specials and monthly giveaways. Do it. Thank you, Sino. It said it's a joke. Okay, someone's making bank. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do agree. Do join the Silver Investor Club. What's the Silver Investor Club? If you didn't know, let me go here and I'll show you what the Silver Investor Club is and why would you want to be a member? Well, for damn obvious reasons. And we'll make this the last thing of the day, unless there's any other chart requests. Here's the Silver Investor Club. If you're investing in silver and you're not part of the Silver Investor Club, well, you're missing out. From only $5 per month, you can be a member of the Silver Investor Club, lively community of like-minded silver investors. For premium members, which is a higher monthly rate, but for premium members, you get the monthly weekly hangout and silver special. Premium members get a silver special every single week from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. So A, it's a special price, and B, it's actually metal that is held for Silver Investor Club members only. So if there's a massive run on silver, if silver has a big dip and all the other bullion deals are pretty much you can't get silver anywhere, always come back to the Silver Investor Club because it's metal that's squirreled away. So if it doesn't get sold, if it doesn't get bought by Silver Investor Club members, there's still some left. So you can probably always find silver to be had through the Silver Investor Club. Okay, I'll put a link somewhere and you can watch the video. Okay, so you can go here. I'll put a link to this little page here. You can watch the video, then you can join from $5 a month. Look at all the inclusions. Weekly, so there's silver giveaways, there's silver specials, there's the marketplace, of course, there's price talk, and then, of course, there's the weekly private hangout as well. And, of course, if you want to do the VIP thing, well, be a VIP, and then I'll give you 2 personal 1-hour strategy sessions on a topic of your choice. It could be about investing in precious metals. It could be your investment portfolio in general. It could be diet and lifestyle. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about it, except I will not dance for you. No, I won't. I'll decide on the day. That's the Silver Investor Club. That's why you want to be a part of it. I am going to get out of here because I've got things to do. You have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. We've talked about crypto. We talked about the silver. We talked about all that other amazing and wonderful stuff. Finally, what we need to do is grab our tasty beverages and do the final synchronized slurp. I've got my day to get on with. I've got all the prospective students to speak to at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Do send me an email, joe.main@masteringthemarkets.com. I am an enrollment advisor. I work for the company now. Not only am I learning from them, I'm doing their year-long comprehensive course, and you've seen the fruits of my labor with that. Through my technical analysis skills, gotten a lot better. I've actually gotten educated, and now I can help you do the same. So send me an email there, and I'll tell you about the courses. I'll tell you how much they are and all that kind of stuff. For what you get for what you pay for a lifetime of knowledge, do yourself a favor. Get actually educated in the thing that you want to be good at. Funny that, isn't it? Grab your tasty beverages, and let's do a synchronized slurp, and we'll dance it out because you have watched.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Bye, Aaron. Have a great day.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do though.
Synchronized slurp.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks, Sino. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, all you wonderful people. Love your work. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking. More this week coming. Bye.